On the news at 7, hope rises in the southern senatorial district of Ondo State as government speeds up work on electricity restoration. Ondo State Health Insurance Scheme attracts over 80,000 beneficiaries in 4 months. Court nullifies APC congresses in Kogi State ahead November governorship election. UN chief raises the alarm on Somalia's drought crisis, seeks international intervention. Good evening and welcome to the news at 7. I am Akinwumi Abodunde. Hope is finally coming alive for people of the southern senatorial district of Ondo State as restoration of electricity is now at the pre-commissioning testing level, which would commence next week. The Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Osrc, in company of members of the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), were at the site to inspect the 132 kV, 33 kV substation being constructed by the NDDC at Erije in Okitipukwa local government area. Correspondent Olumide Adeluwoye reports that they were led by the Executive Director of Projects, Mr. Charles Ogunmola. The report is presented from our studio.
During the inspection, Mr. Ogunmola revealed that the power project, which has reached 99% completion, will be commissioned before the end of this quarter. He said the multi-billion naira power project, when commissioned, will light up the various communities in the south.
So whatever has held this back and other projects across the 9 states of the Niger Delta, we are going to intervene and we are going to conclude those projects. So this is one of them. There again, it's of more interest to me because I am from Ondo State. And my commitment to my people is that I would touch each area of the state with a lot of emphasis on the areas that produce our oil. We need to touch those areas to make them understand that they have not been forgotten.
Mr. Ogunmola said efforts will be accelerated to complete the last leg, which will energize the power station and take electricity to the affected communities.
The effect is when you put on your light or you put on your fan or you put on your fridge, it is working without you running generator. Having to wait over a decade to be brought into the 21st century is a long time. But we are bringing this area into the 21st century. You have some light in this facility.
Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Osrc, commended the NDDC and the contractor handling the power project for their sustained efforts at restoring electricity to the affected communities.
The project, as you can see, 145 towers from Omotosho, stringing completed. I think that is the bigger part of this challenge. And we can walk around the facility itself. We have seen the level of work, the quality of delivery, and the assurances that if we get a go-ahead, this plant could be energized. All we're waiting for now is to get those T's crossed and I's dotted.
He said government has the resources, including finance and technical expertise, to address other areas which may need urgent attention after completion of the project. Mr. Obe expressed satisfaction with the quality of work done as well as the level of completion of the facility, adding that Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu is in a hurry to see power restored to the affected communities.
State government has done this year is unprecedented. The quantum of budget allotted to address Ondo South power issue is a number never seen before on electricity in Ondo State. This effort is against the backdrop of Mr. Governor's determination to end over a decade of darkness in this strategic geographical location.
He called on relevant stakeholders, including the people and leaders in Erije and neighboring communities, to protect the facility against vandals so that the project can serve its purpose.
From power, let's move to health. The Ondo State government has restated its commitment to making healthcare delivery accessible to people of the state. The assurance was re-echoed by the Director General of the Ondo State Contributory Health Commission, Dr. Abiodun Oyeneyin, at a media chart put together to assess the progress recorded with the Orange Health Insurance Scheme. Joy Pius reports that 85,109 people, which includes 35,195 civil servants and 49,914 dependents, have been enrolled into the scheme.
Orange Health Insurance Scheme, which was flagged off last year by the Ondo State government and began operation by December same year, was designed for civil servants and public office holders to enable them benefit from better healthcare delivery in the state. In order to ascertain the success recorded in the scheme in the last 4 months, this media chat was called by the Ondo State Contributory Health Commission to intimate pressmen in the state. In his opening remarks, the Special Advisor to Governor Akeredolu on Health, Professor Dayo Faduile, appreciated Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu for having the welfare of the people of the state at heart, while calling on health workers to give their best in the discharge of their duties.
We must give kudos to our governor, who saw this and believed that the way to go, as part of the many great things he's doing in the health sector, to get the health insurance scheme strengthened and fully in place in Ondo State.
The Director General Ondo State Contributory Health Commission, Dr. Abiodun Oyeneyin, while stating the importance of the scheme, noted that commencement of healthcare delivery under the Orange scheme began December last year, and 85,109 people have been successfully enrolled across 56 accredited healthcare facilities in the 18 local government areas of the state.
Let me reiterate at this time that access to care commenced in December 2022, and that we have paid capitation to all the providers to ensure seamless delivery of qualitative healthcare to all our enrollees. It is fulfilling knowing that our state government cares about our health, our well-being, and our productivity.
Several stakeholders present, including representatives of the Trade Union Congress, Nigeria Labour Congress, as well as Chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, stressed the need for effective monitoring and availability of drugs for the success of the scheme.
I believe what I've heard today, I have no doubt that this scheme, the Commission, will be a very huge success.
The scheme is expected to cover treatment of optical and dental services, hypertension, surgeries for appendicitis, common infection, antenatal services, and lots more. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
Now to politics. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja has nullified and set aside the ward and local government congresses purportedly conducted on February 7 by the All Progressives Congress in Kogi State. The congresses were for the purpose of nominating APC's candidate for the November governorship polls. The court voided the two congresses on the grounds that they were not conducted in compliance with the Electoral Act 2022 and the Constitution of the APC. Delivering judgment, Justice Omotosho also barred the Independent National Electoral Commission from according recognition to the unlawful delegates list that emanated from unlawful congresses of the party for the purpose of selecting its governorship flag bearer. The Independent National Electoral Commission has fixed Saturday, April 15 for the conduct of supplementary election in Port Harcourt 2 and Khana federal constituencies. The State INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Johnson Sinikem, in a statement said the election would commence by 8:30 a.m. According to him, the election would be held in Kana wards 04 and 07 across 42 polling units. He said in Port Harcourt, the election would be held in 377 polling units within wards 05, 10 and 28. The Niger State Independent National Electoral Commission says all is set for the conduct of the supplementary elections for the State House of Assembly seats in 15 polling units in 4 local government areas. The supplementary elections, according to the electoral body, will hold on Saturday, 15th April. The resident electoral commissioner, Ahmed Yushau Gatki, at a stakeholders meeting in Mina, said the councils affected include Agai, Agwara, Rafi, and Rijau. Meanwhile, INEC says the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, did not meet the constitutional requirements to be declared winner of the February 25 election, urging the Presidential Election Petition Court to dismiss the petition by Atiku and his party. The commission said the PDP flag bearer failed to score at least 1/4 of the votes cast in at least 2/3 of the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. INEC said the election was conducted in substantial compliance with the Electoral Act 2022 and was not marred by any corrupt practices. Staying with politics, the All Progressives Congress has given insights to the circumstances that led its candidate and President-elect Bola Tinubu to forfeit $460,000 to the government of the United States of America in 1993 following a drug trafficking allegation. In its process filed at the Presidential Election Petition Court, the party maintained that Tinubu merely surrendered funds in the 10 bank accounts that were opened in either in his name or that of Compass Finance and Investment Company. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, had challenged the announcement of Tinubu as the winner of the election, stating among other things that the APC candidate was not qualified to contest the election. He said Tinubu's forfeiture of his funds to the US government over a drug trafficking allegation was an indication that he engaged in infractions that were enough to disqualify him from contesting an election. The APC, however, told the court that funds in the said accounts, which were domiciled in 2 commercial banks, were subject to a civil forfeiture proceeding. According to the APC, the purported decision of the court in the United States was not a fine, but a decree of forfeiture of the amount of $460,000 to the United States, pursuant to the settlement of claim by the parties to the case. You're watching the news at 7 on OSRC television. You can also watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook, OSRC TV and OSRC Ondo. On YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. The news continues shortly. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us on the news at 7. The Ondo State Head of Service, Kayode Ogundele, has restated Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu's welfare of workers and pensioners in the state. Mr. Ogundele, while addressing salary and pension desk officers on achieving good contributory pension scheme, tasked them to approach their work diligently. OSRC's Zahid Aribisala reports that the officers were retrained on deduction irregularities and templates to aid their duties.
In 2014, the Nigerian government made amendment to the 2004 pension was envisioned to put an end to myriads of challenges associated with payment of retirement benefits. The law, which was enacted by Ondo State government, took effect for workers employed from September 2014. To build on the successes recorded so far from the contributory pension scheme, as well as correct noticeable ambiguities and irregularities, the state government is sensitizing pension desk officers and remittance officers from ministries, departments, agencies of government, as well as tertiary institutions. Ondo State Head of Service, Kayode Ogundele, said Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu will not relent in sustaining his workers-friendly posture, particularly in the welfare of pensioners.
Events in recent times, in fact, trends show clearly that this is the best thing that workers can actually buy into. For us to have a life after work that is hassle-free, that is well provided for and taken care of, I think this is something we cannot run away from. We don't live any longer in darkness, and we don't create problems that will be very grievous and serious for those who will need to enjoy their retirement benefits in the future.
Commissioner for Finance, Wale Akinteriwa, encouraged the officers to dutifully approach their job, having in mind that actions and inactions will have consequences.
You are either punishing somebody or depriving the system. Because if you give money more than is due to someone else, indirectly the system has lost money. So we must see ourselves as people who occupy very critical position in the CPS plan.
Permanent Secretary, Ondo State Pension Commission, Oluwagbenga Akingbasote, assured that the Commission will sustain effort to enhance service delivery.
Ondo State Government has been prompt in the payment of both employer and employee deductions to date.
While Ondo State ranks as one of the first to effect consequential adjustment in the pension of those under the defined benefit scheme, there are 5,063 persons on the contributory pension scheme with 17 registered pension funds administrators. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
The management of Obafemi Awolowo University Ile-Ife in Osun State has condemned the incident that led to the death of a 500-level student of the institution. A statement by the public relations officer of the university, Abiodun Olarewaju, said preliminary investigation revealed that the student died during a mob action on the allegation that he stole a phone. The statement described the incident as unfortunate, saying a committee has been set up by the university management to unravel the circumstances that led to the death of the student. The university administration commiserated with the parents of the deceased and prayed God to grant the family the fortitude to bear the loss. The member-elect for Chibok constituency in the Borno State House of Assembly, Nuhu Clark, has died. According to Ladi Clark, younger sister to the deceased member-elect, Clark died while battling an illness in an Indian hospital. He was a former chairman of the Chibok local government area under the administration of Ali Bondu Sharif. He was also the immediate past commissioner for poverty alleviation in the Zulum administration before he voluntarily resigned to contest the state assembly election. At the March 18, 2023 governorship and state assemblies elections, Clark was returned elected by the Independent National Electoral Commission after polling 8,076 votes under the All Progressives Congress. Moving to the foreign scene, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is in Somalia for what his officers described as a visit of solidarity during the holy month of Ramadan. He says the international community has failed to help the country as it faces its worst drought in decades. Odwaya Soya reports.
The UN Secretary General has visited Somalia many times before because of droughts and violence, but this time the drought is worse. 5 rainy seasons have failed in the Horn of Africa. Somalia is the most affected. More than 40,000 people have died in the last 1.5 years. Many more have had to leave their homes. Guterres is here to call for much-needed humanitarian support.
We have launched an appeal to the international community. Only 15% of that appeal has been funded until now. The international community has been absent-minded in relation to the drama of the people of Somalia. It's time to look seriously into these people that is suffering too much.
The city of Baidoa is badly hit. Many Somalis are coming here from different areas, but help in the camps is limited. Some are also fleeing conflict as the government carries out an offensive against the armed group Al-Shabaab. President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed says his government is winning the war.
At the moment, we're working together with other international partners, the stabilization program of the post-Al-Shabaab or the liberated areas. This will look to the UN to increase critical investment in these areas, as these people, as our citizens, has been denied the accessibility of civil services for a long time.
The army has taken back important areas held by the group for many years. Al-Shabaab is still able to carry out attacks and scare people. Gatora's visit showed a glimpse of how uncertain things are here. Mogadishu was partially locked down, major roads were closed, and no one was taking chances, but that uncertainty is the life of many Somalis who call this home. Adwayo Soya, Osrc News.
Now sports. Football stakeholders in Ondo State have enjoined fans and supporters of Sunshine Stars as well as Sunshine Queens to rally around the State Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Bamidele Ologunloluwa, who for improved performance and desired results. They noted that the call for the removal of the commissioner will further distract efforts to ensure that Sunshine Stars FC plays in the Super 6 of the Elite 2022-2023 MPFL season. Osrc's Benga Oluwajano in this report takes a look at the performance of Sunshine Stars under the leadership of the Sports Commissioner and feels the air of expectancy for the teams.
It's something worth doing. Sport lovers should come around and help us to develop sport in the state.
Few years ago, an insignificant section had called for the removal of Ondo Sport Commissioner Dele Ologunloluwa over what they perceived as poor results and proposed privatization of the two state-owned clubs. This has generated a series of controversies as supporters and football stakeholders described the call as unimaginable considering the resourcefulness of the Sports Commissioner, which has seen the team perform relatively well in the abridged league.
I don't think they really meant him. Because if really they've been following Sunshine Star with keen interest, nobody will come up with such story. I saw it online, but I believe it's kind of misconception. I don't think they really meant to say they should remove him or thereabouts.
For the chairman of Ondo State Football Association, Otubadele Ajayi, the sports commissioner Bamidele Ologun had been a unifier, helping the team to perform well in the abridged league this season. While citing the match between Sunshine Stars and Enugu Rangers, the NFF board member emphasized that the decision of the referee remains final, advising fans to shun violence before, during, and after matches.
It's one of the best commissioner we have for sport in this state. He has done very well. He carry everybody along and is performing. Now we have 3 draws. He has sent around asking him to resign or somebody asking the governor to redeploy or change him. He's the best for now, and by the grace of God, we are going to play in the top 6. So we need our cooperation.
He's representing the government, and he has to carry the message of the government to the people. So as Commissioner of Sports, whatever he has done, he did not say it on his own. It was what the government told him to say that he has said, and by that
fans have however expressed confidence in the leadership qualities of the sports commissioner to ensure Sunshine Stars qualify for the Super 6.
Like our last match now against Enugu Rangers, it was on our stand supporting Sunshine Stars, as in he stood for the whole 90 minutes. And he do comes to the stadium to watch their training, which is, I can say, I've never seen such before, because I've been supporting Sunshine now for the past 23 years now, and I don't think I've ever seen a commissioner that does that.
The head coach of Sunshine Queens, Abimbola Oladimeji, said the sports commissioner has been instrumental in preparing the female team for the championship scheduled for next month.
The commissioner, with his patient and fatherly moves and advices, he pumped a lot of resources for us so that we'll be able to get a good player so that we'll go for the championship and do better.
As for the team, we are okay, we are good, the players are in good conditions, the technical core body is ready, but we need their prayers and they should remain calm and always support us.
Sunshine Stars have lost just 2 matches in the current campaign, having played a total of 12 matches with an outstanding tie against Rivers United. It is the hope of football stakeholders in Ondo State that fans will continue to support Sunshine Stars and Sunshine Queens for better results and in the quest of the MPFL club to make the Super 6 court. Binga Oluwajano, West News.
And now to end the news at 7, another look at the major stories. Hope has finally been restored to the people of the Southern Senatorial District of Ondo State, as restoration of electricity is now at the pre-commissioning testing level, which would commence next week. Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Razak Obey, said the state government is committed to the welfare of people of all communities. Ondo State government says its health insurance scheme has attracted over 80,000 beneficiaries in 4 months. A federal high court in Abuja has nullified and set aside the APC ward and local government congresses in Kogi State ahead the November governorship election. And from a foreign scene, we told you that the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has raised the alarm over Somalia's drought crisis. That's it on the news at 7. Thank you for being a part of it. Good evening.